Can we go straight to the word? Can anyone read for us Mark 5, chapter 25, verse 34? The book of Mark, chapter 5, verse 25 to 34. 25 to 34.
Amen. 42. The book of Mark, chapter 5, verse 25. Now a certain woman had a flow of blood for 12 years, 26, and had suffered many things from many physicians. She had spent all that she had and was no better, but rather grew worse. 27. When she heard about Jesus, she came behind him in the crowd and touched his garment. 28. For she had, if only I may touch his clothes, I shall be made well. 29. Immediately the fountain of her blood was dried up, and she felt in her body that she was healed of the affliction. 30. And Jesus, immediately knowing in himself that power had gone out of him, turned around in the crowd and said, "Who touched my clothes?" 31. But his disciples said to him, "You see the multitude thronging you, and you say, 'Who touched me?'" 32. And he looked around to see her who had done this thing. 33. But the woman, fearing and trembling, knowing that had happened to her, came and fell down before him and told him the whole truth. 34. And he said to her, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your affliction." Amen.
Thank you, my brother. And the book of Mark today here is talking about a woman. A woman with the issue of blood. A woman who suffered for 12 years. She suffered for 12 years, but still she kept the faith in her, knowing that there is someone who can make her well. But as for you and me, Mazalan, in this time that we are living in, when we are suffering, we forget that Jesus is the only one. Is the only one that we can hold on to. Amen. And believe that He is the only one who can bring salvation. Amen. We suffer in a lot of things, from a lot of things, disease, sicknesses. And when you are lying on that bed, you start cursing Jesus, saying, "Oh, because I'm dying here," not knowing or forgetting that God is always there with you. Amen. In any situation. Amen. The only thing is for you to apply faith. Amen. In anything that you're passing through. Amen. All the pains, sicknesses, and all those negative things, you need to put God first. Amen. Trust in Him. Tell yourself that if I can only pray and seek His attention, He will hear my prayers, and He will definitely answer me. He will definitely make me well. Just like a woman who suffered for 12 years, How many of us today who can persevere such a pain? 12 years is too long. I often see or hear many people when they are sick or when they are in trouble saying, but here's a woman who believed when he saw Jesus, when he saw that this is Jesus. After 12 years, he then said to herself, this is the man that can only make me well. Who knows? Maybe the woman even wanted to hug Jesus. We don't know. Maybe the woman even wanted to face him face to face, see him face to face. But because of the multitude of people, the crowd that was surrounding Jesus, the woman saw that there is no chance for me to go and stand in front of him or hug him. But because of her faith, the faith that she had in her, she just told herself that I will follow that man. Even if I can only just manage to touch the hem of his garment, it is well. Amen. When you are sick, why don't you tell yourself that if I can only call his name, seek his attention, he will make me well. You turn against him. You talk bad, negative things, not realizing that he is there with you. The only thing is for you to start applying faith in him, believing that he is there with you, hearing you, seeing all the pains that you're going through and sufferings. The only thing for you is to apply faith in him, knowing that he is the only one, he is the only healer. Amen. So, Zadan, I'm here to motivate you, because in everything that I've preached here, I've always been talking about faith. That you cannot claim anything, even if you can try and do all those things. But if you don't have faith in you, you won't claim anything. Even if you can cry and tell him what you want, because we always demand and tell him what we want. But if you don't have that faith, you'll go nowhere. As let's start today applying faith in anything, in your prayers, in anything that you're looking for. If it's your job you're looking for. Have faith. Tell yourself that I am going there. I am going there. That job is mine. I am going there to touch that job, because God is here with me. When I leave this place and go there, God will be with me. I'm always under the light of God. That is mine. I am claiming today in the name of Jesus. Yeah. Why don't you claim as a man? Why don't you have that faith? A woman who suffered for 12 years, she still had faith. When she saw him passing, she didn't say, he has not been here for too long. I've been suffering for 12 years. She told herself that this is the man, this is the only man, and this is the only chance for me to follow him and just touch the hem of his garment. Amen. And she did exactly that. And she was healed after 12 years. Who would have believed if it was you and me? Who would have believed that after 12 years, the woman who suffered embarrassments, she went to so many places, she couldn't get any help, but still believed that the man who was passing was the only man to make her well, for as long as she applied that faith. We've been in so many places seeking for solutions. We couldn't get those solutions. We blame God for our failures, for not believing in Him, for not trusting Him that He is there in every situation. Even when you are sick laying on the bed, God is there with you. Just tell yourself that it is for me to pass through this. For me to see the other side, I have to pass through these difficulties. Like Jesus, who passed through difficulties. For Him to die and resurrect, for us to be free. To free us. Today we are free because He resurrected. So who are you? Who are you to rebuke Him? To say all negative things about Him when you are going through pain? Why don't you believe that this man is the only man to make me well? This man is the only man to take me to salvation. I am suffering today, but for as long as I am with Him, for as long as I stay under His light, everything is well. Amen. My brother, can you go to another verse? In the very same book of Mark. Mark verse 10. Mark chapter 10 verse 46 to 52.
Mark chapter 10 verse 46. Jesus heals the blind Bartimaeus. Now they came to Jericho. As He went out of Jericho with His disciples and a great multitude, blind Bartimaeus, the son of Timaeus, sat by the road begging. 47. And when he heard that it was Jesus of Nazareth, he began to cry out and say, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. 48. Then many warned him to be quiet, but he cried out all the more, Son of David, have mercy on me. 49. So Jesus stood still and commanded him to be called. Then they called the blind man, saying to him, Be of good cheer, rise, he is calling you. 50. And throwing aside his garment, he rose and came to Jesus. 51. So Jesus answered and said to him, What do you want me to do for you? The blind man said to him, Rabboni, that I may receive my sight. 52. Then Jesus said to him, Go your way, your faith has made you well. And immediately he received his sight and followed Jesus on the road. Amen.
Thank you, brother. Here is the blind man once again, who showed faith in Jesus. The man could not see. The blind Bartimaeus could not see. He was blind. But he believed when he was told that it is Jesus passing by. He believed that this man is the only man that can only bring my sight back. He applied faith. For as soon as he heard that it was Jesus passing by, he applied faith and he set his attention. He called him, Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. When you are dying, as we think we are dying, when you are dying, where you are on that sick bed, you don't call on him. He is there. God is there with you, but you don't call on him. The only thing you do is to rebuke him. Call him names. He is there with you. You don't believe that he's there. Apply faith and you'll see him doing what in your life. You will see him resurrecting you from that bed. You will see him doing wonderful things in your children, doing wonderful things in your future.